Hi guys! So it's been a while, well, pretty much since Christmas, I think. And I don't remember actually. Is it Christmas? Anyway, but I just realized that my shirt is kind of funky. I mean, I got it just because it said like cheeky. But now that I'm looking at it, it's like this shit is bananas. Yana. Sorry, that was random and not part of what I was gonna do today. But today I just wanted to talk about like language. So for those of you who don't know me, my first degree was a double major in English and education. And so the English one, I had to do some basic like linguistic stuff before kind of like choosing my stream of literature. But then, yeah, so I was always very interested in learning languages. I think ever since like a child, I was pretty much better at languages than like say science or math. So, knowing how to read and write Chinese, like Cantonese natively, and then knowing how to learn Mandarin and French as my second languages um, came quite easily, I would say. A lot easier than I don't like. I obviously don't know. I know what an algebra kind of is, but I wouldn't know how to like create one if you know that. Yeah, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so recently I decided after watching Arrival. I mean, I was brushing up my French like ever since last August maybe, but it was really on and off, and I wasn't really like sticking to it like a really ritual regime or whatever. But now I think I really want to do that, and the reason why is because I find the Korean and Spanish that I know, um, it's like Korean is very much based on Chinese, and then Spanish kind of has like a lot of familiarities. Familiar? Did I just make up that word? um, there's a lot of like similarities. Yeah, that's the word I was trying to use. Similarities with French. So, I mean, just looking at the numbers that I just learned, um, like it's really like, yeah, it kind of does sound like it's just a extra syllable, but yeah. Un in French, yeah. Un, deux, trois. So trois. I guess Spanish is a little bit different. Uno, dos, tres. That sounds kind of different. But I mean, four sounds kind of similar. I think quatre and quatre. I think this is five is really where the difference is. Cinq and like cinco. That's very different. Um, I think like seize is I would say different as well. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. Six says, six says. I find it very similar, but yeah. Seven is really different. I have to say, sept and siete. I'm trying to really get used to siete, but yeah, siete. Ocho is very different, but I feel somehow O kind of makes sense in terms of like octopus, like with 8 legs. I don't know, but that, yeah. See, these are the similarities and patterns that I find interesting in language. And, yeah. Neve and, I mean, neuf is similar, I would say. 10 is very similar, I think. These, diez. Yeah, and so the interesting things that I learned from Spanish, like my first kind of class on just really YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Great, and it is, yeah, dijo algo bonito. So said something nice. I think that's really nice. So dijo algo bonito. And I think bonito, like, I think the words that start with B usually do mean good things, right? In both like French and English as well, right? So bien, right? And or benevolent. What am I saying? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, bien is French, and then yeah, bonito. So I'm repeating myself again, but yeah, I just think dijo algo bonito is pretty cool. And then ver con ojo, see with eyes, I think that was kind of like cool as well. Uno puede ser, one can be, I think is, yeah, that's in Spanish. And actually, xylophone and telephone is so similar, like telefono and xylofono. So that's cool. Um, yeah, and I mean, my sister has been teaching me like the Sino numbers in Korean. Months ago, I usually just remember like maybe samsa, and then 5 is usually hard, but now I can remember it now looking at it. And then 5 and 6 is difficult for me because yuk, uyuk, I think, yeah. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't know why, but I think it's just because my sister taught me in a really fun way. It's like chill, just like, chillax, like chill. Pack is pretty easy, like, yeah. It sounds like a cool thing as well. And 9, obviously, cool. So chill, cool. So yuk, chill, pack, cool, ship. And ship is, I find that kind of easy to remember as well. And it also sounds very much like 10 in Mandarin, so she, right? Or sup in Cantonese. So, um, all in all, I just hope to really stick with this um, language learning thing. And I mean, I try to do this as much as I can, and like, watching foreign films or just reading labels of like food, like in the supermarket where you have, okay, you see like, say for example this is different though. This is like Italian, like risotto. I just had this pack sitting on my um, dining room table. But anyway, yeah, it's like I try to look at the labels and see if I can translate them myself, because usually there's the English as well, and then yeah, you see how far I can go. I see how far I can go. Why am I using third person? Anyway, but yeah, and about food, like, so in Korean, I know that this sort of seafood dish I could order and say shintubu. So I hope I said that right, but yeah, shintubu. Shintubu is something that I can order in a Korean restaurant, other than, yeah, just saying English like beef bulgogi or something like that. I can level it up a little bit. Shintubu. Um, what else? And yeah, I think I recently learned in French that there's these interesting ways of talking about different kinds of wine, or when you have the kind of wine. So for instance, apéritif is like wine that you have before a meal, and digestif is what you drink after the meal, obviously because, digestif. I think I pronounced it not correctly. Digestif or apéritif. And then pousse café is coffee you have after the alcohol. So yeah, café, that kind of makes sense, right? Pousse café. Um, Correct me if I say anything wrong, because um, I guess that's partially kind of why I did this video, not just to update you guys about this, but also just really learning from you. Because like I always tell my students, I'm not just teaching you, I'm always constantly learning from you guys as well. Observing you guys, and how you guys learn is always, yeah, it's how I learn as well. Learning is a constant thing in life, and I never really feel that I stop learning just because I have a master's, or yeah, or like whatever credentials that I have on my resume. Like, just like my parents say, yeah, or my grandparents say, it's always a lifelong journey. Yeah. So that is my rambling about um, language, français, espagnol. I should probably learn how to say Korean in French. That is probably going to be on my list. I'll figure that out soon. But yeah, I know how to say japonais. I don't know how to say Korean though. But Korean, something I will figure out. But anyway, is there anything else to update? No, that's 10 minutes. So see you guys. Bye.